Hi there, and welcome back to my craft room. Today I'm going to show you a super simple way to make some cute rosettes from ribbon and just a few other spare little items. This particular patriotic ribbon was made with a hanger on the rosette for my grapevine tree in the kitchen that I like to decorate seasonally. So this is what you've seen on my blog, but I'm going to show you some other options for this too. Let me show you how quick and easy this is to make. For this particular rosette, my ribbon is 1.5 inches wide, and I wanted it fairly loose, more of a bunting style. So I started with about 12.5 inches of ribbon. Mine here is a little longer. It's probably about 13.5 or 14 inches. When you get near the end, you can always trim it shorter. I just used the Magicut cutter from Imaginist to trim that off. It seals the ends, especially on this grosgrain and the silky ribbons, so that they won't unravel as you go. Okay, this takes very few items. You just need your ribbon. You are going to have a piece of decorative paper or cardstock punched with some kind of a circle punch. And you need a needle threaded with either upholstery thread. Sorry, that darkness is hard to see on here. But this is upholstery thread, not standard sewing thread, so it's extra thick, so it won't break. Or you could use a thin twine if you wanted, if you have a needle with an eye that's large enough to do that. Make sure your needle is nice and sharp so it will go through your ribbon. That's really pretty much all. You'll notice that I have some decorative brads in the centers of some of mine, but that's not required, obviously. Okay, so this is super easy. You are just going to start with your ribbon here. You're just going to grab one side of the ribbon and accordion fold it. You're going to just fold it back and forth like if you were making a paper fan. I don't know about you younger people, but we used to make lots of paper fans when I was in grade school because our school did not have air conditioning. So you're just going to fold back and forth like this, and it does not have to be perfectly even because that center is going to be covered up, and on these looser ones you're never going to notice anyway. The edge is going to flatten out a little bit. Okay, so after you get your whole thing accordion folded, I want to make sure that my last fold folds back in the same direction as my first fold so that my raw edges can be hidden at the back. And this is where, like I said, if you've got too much, just don't get it all on the needle right away to begin with. You can keep that end free, pull out your Magicut cutter, slide it in there, and trim that end off before you get to the very end of the ribbon to make it the size you want. So after you've got it pleated up, you're going to get your sharp needle and upholstery thread, and you're going to start threading through here. I generally thread through one 2-layer pleat at a time, and I just gather everything on at once. Here's one in progress. You can see I've got everything on the needle, okay, and I've got my ends going here, and so then I simply just pull it all off the needle. And you're going to say, wait, it's straightened out. Yeah, but the thread is still in there, so it's still going to pleat back up. I just grab the two ends, and I just noticed I was in a hurry when I did this, so my two ends are facing opposite direction. So make sure, if that matters to you, that you're paying more attention than I did when I was doing this. So you're just going to start an overhand knot, tie it, pull it together, as loose or as tight as you're going to want those to be. I happen to use this really big honkin' needle that came in a set of upholstery type needles that I had, and I just do that because it's big. It's easier for me to hang on to so that I don't drop it in the middle. So when you get to the end here and you've tied that off just in your little overhand knots, trim these off. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of hide this end under the other one, and if I put it at the bottom, probably nobody's going to notice anyway. I'm going to take my decorative paper I punched. I'm going to use a glue dot. You can certainly use whatever kind of adhesive you want. A liquid adhesive works really, really well. Oops. On on the ribbon because it gets into all those little crevices. So I'm just going to slap that in the middle, and see, that can be totally done. That would look really cute on some gift wrap package, in a big shadow box frame you're decorating, maybe on some little girl's headband. All kinds of things you can do with that. Like I said, this is the one I made for my grapevine tree for a 4th of July / Memorial Day / patriotic whatever summer decoration. All I did was poke a hole in the center of my paper, and I added a brad before I glued it down. When I was done, I used liquid glue and glued in a hanger here in the back between 2 of the folds. This one here is simply some soft silky ribbon that I did the same thing with. It was narrower ribbon, so it didn't require as long of a length of ribbon. You just want to experiment. I punched out a small yellow circle for a center, and I just used some green rickrack ribbon to make a stem and a leaf. So then you can stick that right on the front of a card or in a scrapbook page, wherever. Now this one would be a cute idea for, say, a Christmas ornament if you had a Victorian tree. Now if I was going to hang this on a regular Christmas tree, I would also flip it over and put another punch circle and another fancy brad on the other side after I put my ribbon hanger on in between 2 of the pleats. Because then if it spins around on the tree, you don't have to worry about it seeing the unfinished backside or any of that kind of thing. Okay, so that's all this takes. Super easy, like I said. Ribbon, a little bit of paper, some adhesive, and you are good to go. That's it for today. I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.